Philippines, an island lover's destination. It is the perfect getaway to experience a mix of nature, culture, and fun. The entire country is spread across islands, each of which is a traveler's delight. From transparent emerald seas to white sand beaches, the islands of the Philippines have some of the best beaches in Asia, and the scuba diving opportunities are outstanding. With more than 7,000 islands to choose from, finding the best place to visit in the Philippines can seem impossible. Well, that's why we have narrowed down the search for you and have gathered the top 10 favorite destinations that are both exceptionally beautiful and easy to reach, making them perfect for first-time visitors. Among them, the first one is Palawan. Palawan's islands, perched in the Mimaropa region, are one of the best destinations in the Philippines to explore. It's a wonderful sight to explore on your journey with the lost, crystal clear blue water and a history stretching over 50,000 years. While in Palawan, make time to see El Nido, which is located at the main island's most eastern tip. Once there, explore El Nido town and hire your own boat to visit the lovely Bakut archipelago. Every island in the Bakut archipelago has the most impressive karst cliffs and clearest waters you have ever seen. Manila. If you're flying to the Philippines, you'll most likely arrive in Manila, the country's capital. Manila is now a flourishing and very large metropolis with everything from gleaming skyscrapers to quaint dessert museums and plenty of history. While you're here, make sure to see Fort Santiago's verdant gardens, ride a jeep, and stop by Jollibee's for some spicy chicken. It's elegant, at least, but the chicken is irresistible. You can book a hotel in Makati if you wish to stay in the glitzier portion of Manila. The Fairmont Makati is a great place to stay. Cebu. Cebu, with its beach resorts and dive locations, is an outdoor enthusiast's paradise. If you're a water baby, this is one of the best sites for you in the Philippines. The area was once crawling with whale sharks, and there were many stories about them feeding off humans. However, the whale sharks have left the area since long ago. Also, the magnificent Kawasan Falls, located southwest of Cebu, is now one of the top destinations to visit in the Philippines. Just make sure to have some waterproof shoes for swimming because the region can turn rough and slippery. Remember this when planning a trip and ask as many questions as you need to. Reckless feeding ultimately kills the species' long-term viability. The Tumalog Waterfall, located on the southern tip of Cebu, is another great place to see if you're in the area. South Cotabato. The island of South Cotabato is known by the locals as Land of the Dream Weavers, and it's a nice place to rest before heading to the more distant islands. It's also one of the top spots to visit in the Philippines during festival season. These take place on a variety of occasions throughout the year and highlight culture, music, and island life. All of this with a lot of street food and a lot of energy. Don't forget to go to Lake Cebu as well. Explore the lake's borders on foot, board a boat, or fly over them on a zip line. First, visit the Seven Falls viewpoint to observe the waterfalls and then ride the zip line. If you are a foodie, then you should make a reservation at Gusteau's Crab House for dinner to experience the best of the local seafood. Bicol. Bicol, with its white sand beaches, crumbling caves, and spectacular waterfalls, is one of the best areas in the Philippines to explore. That being said, the biggest attraction is the surrounding Catanduanes Mountains, which rise from the ground and break into the sky, creating an iconic landscape, particularly around the Mayon volcano. Also, don't forget to have a delicious cup of coffee by going to the Pallet House, which is located just off Bicol's Rizal Street. Boracay. Boracay is a small island that has quickly become one of the top locations to visit in the Philippines. In the past, the government had to close the island to all tourists for more than 6 months in order to rehabilitate the island's infrastructure. The island has finally reopened, but there are a number of rules in place to limit the number of tourists in a way that is better for the environment. Once here, don't miss Willie's Rock, White Beach, and Noni's for some of the tastiest bites on the island. Islands of Siargao and Gayam. Siargao Island has some of the finest waves in the world, thus surfing is major business here. Don't worry if you're not a surfer, the island has plenty of white sand beaches and coral lagoons to explore, snorkel in, or simply relax in. You can also rent a boat and spend the day on Gayam Island, which is almost too lovely. It truly is paradise and one of the nicest spots to visit in the Philippines. Furthermore, Siargao Island features some of the freshest seafood available. You won't be disappointed if you order the grilled prawns at La Carinderia. Island of Bohol and Panglao. Bohol is an island almost everyone wants to visit, and you will be glad if you spend some days there on your trip to the Philippines. Once there, make time to visit the Chocolate Hills, which were formed millions of years ago from dead coral. Hinigdanan Cave is a must-see, but if you want to see wild turtles and beautiful coral, bring your swimsuit, hire a boat to take you to Balikasag. You can rent your own boat and captain to travel up to the Lobak River, or you can join a larger boat that includes lunch. Panay Island. If you wish to understand more about Spanish colonial history, Iloilo City in Panay Island is one of the best sites to visit in the Philippines. Make sure to see the Yarrow Cathedral and Nelly's Garden while on Panay Island. There's also a burgeoning nightlife, and you may spend your evenings right on the beach, enjoying the warm Filipino evenings. Straight Up Bar, a rooftop bar with great views of the city, is a nicer option. And if you tried your visit last time around the Dinigyang Festival, you will have a bonus, as it's really incredible. Camiguin Island. Camiguin Island is postcard perfect and one of the nicest spots to visit in the Philippines. You can hike up a volcano, travel through the jungle, or go scuba diving off the coast before retiring to the beach to watch the sunset. When it comes to dining, pay a visit to Casa Roca Inn and savor the delicious Pan-Asian cuisine there. Last but not least, the Philippines is rapidly becoming one of the world's hottest destinations for tourists and travelers, both young and old. It is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. There are so many things to do in the Philippines that make it such a great place to visit, including meeting friendly locals, eating great food, drinking cheap booze, and discovering scenic waterfalls. That was all for today's video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. See you in the next. Until then, goodbye!